Hello and welcome back to our HIP Roman Restoration campaign. In our last episode we completed our dominion over the Kingdom of Sicily here, which leaves us with just 2 duchies to take from Croatia before we complete Tier 2 of our Imperial Reconquest. But unfortunately we have a truce with Croatia right now, so we're going to have to wait for that to be over one way or another. Hopefully we'll manage to kill the king at some point, but that doesn't seem too likely to happen right now. For the moment, we are waiting for a feast to start, and we also are planning a carousing party. I'm not actually sure if those interfere with each other. I wonder if our standard feast is cancelled in favour of the carousing party or something. Oh, and there was something else going on over here that I wanted to do something about. Our vassal king here, or despot, is attacking the Duchessa of Longobardia, formerly known as Apulia, over his claim on that duchy, and I don't really want him to get that because it would make our eventual vassal kingdom of Sicily all messy. Like he'd end up owning this, and then we'd either have to give the kingdom of Sicily to him, and then Sicily would end up having land over here, or we'd give it to someone else, and then Sicily would end up not owning this duchy. So I think what I'm going to try to do, we can't like directly intervene or anything, but what I can do is create the Kingdom of Sicily and grant it to her. She'll gain all of the other Sicilian characters as vassals, and that should hopefully give her the strength to fight off this guy. She seems to be doing okay at the moment. She's got 9,000 troops between her and her ally parked on his capital, but he has, let's see, he has 5,000 troops of his own, and I think this army here is in the war on his side. It's heading down towards her land. Let's see, Peristrion. Let's just make sure that is the case. Yeah, he is attacking the Duchessa. So I wasn't going to give out the Kingdom of Sicily this early, but I think this is a good reason to do it. I was going to wait until we were, bumping up against our vassal limit or something. But I think it's fine to do it early. I guess this is the Despotate of Italy, not Sicily. That's okay. It might also actually invalidate this war if we granted the kingdom title to some other character and then she became a vassal of that character, but I'm not 100% sure that's the case. It might continue and be inherited by the new king or something like that. So we'll grant it to her as a viceroyalty. Title will revert back to us when she dies. This is going to annoy our feudal dukes, which is basically all of our dukes, by -2, but that's not a huge deal, I think. Granted, they are kind of annoyed already on account of the whole raising of crown authority thing, but shouldn't be too big a deal. Apparently lost a commander there. We'll appoint a new one, and we'll see how this affects the war. So she can immediately raise all of the troops from all of these people, which should help her out a lot in fighting this war. Or at least that's the hope. Well, let's not be on speed 1 as well. Alright, so we're having our great feast. And we're having counties converted. Looks like she might not be having such a good time over here. She is outnumbered by the enemy troops in this area, though she is still parked on the capital. With the rest of her army. When I opened the door, I saw no one, but as I stepped aside to close it, a group of acrobats cartwheeled, somersaulted, and tumbled in. They performed all sorts of tricks, and everyone watching exploded into applause when they finished. Yes, they'd be perfect for the feast. Sounds good. Your residence is home to a number of small geckos. Generally, they're tolerated in these parts because they're useful in getting rid of pests. mainly insects like mosquitoes. But lately they've been getting on your nerves, interrupting your court, for instance, with their tick-tick-tick chirping noises. We can say we need them, though. Don't want the mosquitoes bothering us again, with a 5% chance of becoming stressed, or we can chase them out. I think we'll keep the geckos and the gold, and take the small risk of becoming stressed. Mosquitoes sounds worse to me. And we didn't end up becoming stressed, so that's good. The best part about preparing a feast is deciding what foodstuff to serve. I must purchase venison, boar, duck, spices, etc., etc. We'll just spend enough, I suppose. We're not gluttonous or anything. Oh, and she's leaving the capital now. Okay, we'll invite everyone. And the guests have arrived. Yeah, it looks like she lost a battle there. Still has 4,000, 5,000 or so troops over in Sicily. More tech points from Barcelona. Another 2,000 and 9,000, which she's apparently sending around this way. Well, if she doesn't get the rest of these troops over here destroyed, then once this 9,000 comes around, she'll have them outnumbered. I suppose the other good news about this is if she does lose that duchy with her increased power, she should be able to take it back at some point. Okay, I guess we're having our private feast at the same time as the other feast. A feast within a feast, so that's fine. Good to know that they don't interfere with each other, at least. The acrobats performed somersaults, cartwheels, and tumbles with great skill during the course of my feast. One of them arrived in a chest, seemingly too small to hold a person, but he showed us how he, by distorting his body, could fit into the chest. Their skills are fascinating, but unsettling. This Duke, Thessalonica, actually he's picked up a second duchy. Not sure if I was aware of that before. Let's move all of these messages out of the way. Okay, so he owns that land as well. What is this, 3 counties? Okay. So he's a little more powerful than we might like, but not a huge deal. Anyway, I started talking to him at the feast and found him most interesting. Hours flew by, bottles of wine were emptied. We kept talking into the wee hours. Oh, okay, so we become friends with him. Oh no, this is a different guy. Okay, never mind. That's fine too. It was this guy. His plate was still almost full when the acrobats had finished their performance, and he applauded almost frantically with a blitz look in his eyes, so he just becomes a little happier. That's fine. I made sure the most beautiful lady would be my dinner partner, and during the feast I kept refilling both our wine glasses. I guess this is because we are lustful. My charm and my winning smile made it impossible for her to stay unresponsive. It didn't take long until she looked at me with more than interest in her eyes. I like to flirt, but I wouldn't do anything more than that. Is that true? Or we can say, I'd like to show you the castle, especially my bedchamber. So we can show Duchessa Aten here, our bedchamber. Married to our grand domestic, who could potentially be annoyed by this development. From the placeholder dynasty. Or that's his title, I guess, not his dynasty. Well, she is attractive. And lustful. I don't know, it sounds like we might not be able to control ourselves. And if she's willing, well, why not? Everyone drank and were happy, except this guy, who refused more wine. This insulting gesture means that he does not appreciate my hospitality. How dare he insult me? Well, we don't care about that too much, probably. Oh, my wife is pregnant. Okay. These days of revelry are an excellent escape. So many laughs and so many intense conversations in such short a time. It brings you closer to your companions. You feel like good friends already. So we become friends with this Duke as well. Which is good. Okay, looks like Italy is getting her army destroyed over there. The last of the guests has returned home and everyone agreed it was the year's greatest feast, so everyone's opinion changes by 10 in the positive direction. And the reveling and carousing is over for now, time to get back to real life. We gain 20 prestige and 1 diplomacy. Okay, so that should definitely help smooth over our slightly grumpy vassals that we have thanks to the Crown Authority. My daughter is getting better at diplomacy. And the Despot of Bosnia is happier with me, which is good. I see a papal army on the march. Who are you at war with? Oh, the Seljuks. And the Seljuks are attacking him over Monreal, which I think is over here somewhere. It's under Jerusalem. So I'm not sure if the Pope has some land in here directly or something. It's owned by the Templars. Money continues to flow through the trade post in Crotone, which we will probably not burn down. Okay, 2,000 more troops raised down here. For Italy, for 9,000 are coming around. Hopefully going to be able to meet up with this 1k and the 2,700 over here as well. The Yazidi heresy. That is horrible. I suppose we'll go work on that. We can invest in military tech, so I guess we'll go get cavalry. Okay. So Italy now has her enemies outnumbered. But she's apparently choosing not to commit all of her troops to this battle. Seems like a weird choice, since the enemy is definitely sending their reinforcements in. Come on. Oh, she's going in, okay. She's going to arrive 1 day later. So she should win that. And subsequently, the war. Subject has converted, good. Ooh, kind of a close battle, actually. Looks like the 2,000 will get there on time, though. Make sure of things. That puts the war score 24% in favor of the Queen. Or the, excuse me, the ex-Archessa. Which is a cool title. Okay, she's taking care of the follow-up battles. Dragomir feels I risk too much with my escapades and tried to persuade me to stop risking my life, but it's such a thrill. Yeah, Dragomir. He is a Dragomir. Okay, we had a second son born in the purple. Still no more genetic traits. Named Jordanes after... that was my father, right? Jordanes the Just. Cut down in the prime of life. It looks like that was the war ended. I guess she captured the despot in battle, actually. Wow, cool. Alright, so we do have this powerful vassal over here now. She's extremely happy with us for the moment, of course, since we granted her a kingdom. Albeit a viceroyal kingdom. But we'll pretty much always have that bonus with whoever we grant the kingdom title to, so... That seems fine. While holding court, I noticed one of my courtiers is picking their nose. You can say disgusting and we should look away. Might become proud. Should draw attention to and embarrass them. Is this our 11-year-old daughter? Let's probably not do that. That doesn't seem like a good parenting technique. Or we can say, well, I like picking my nose too, so I don't see what's the issue. Well, it doesn't really matter if we become proud, I think. Let's just say we don't see the issue. Alright, no progress on our plot yet. Nobody else wants to be bribed. So 1199 to wait 6 more years. We could, of course, just break our truce. But I don't know. I don't like doing that at the best of times. And we do still have the opinion penalty with all of our vassals, thanks to raising crown authority, so getting the -5 diplomacy hit is maybe not the best idea. My prisoner is complaining, we'll let him rot. Ooh, has the Holy Roman Empire made France a tributary? And do they still have England as a tributary? They are taking names. Literally taking away their names. Oh, it looks like Italy's on the march again. Seems to be a revolt this time. Over crown authority, what else? Looks like not a huge revolt though. Oh wait, maybe it is pretty big actually. No, it's small, but it seems like they have more troops than Italy does. The lords of Lycandos have approved low feudal obligations, that's fine. Alright, so if we're not going to be able to go to war with Croatia right now, we may as well turn our attention to perhaps another holy war over here. We don't have the cooldown or anything. So we could maybe declare on the Seljuks for a large-ish area like Damascus here, which we're going to have to take eventually. Or we could declare on the Burakids, aka Iran, who have 45,000 troops. Make our borders look a little bit nicer. I think we'll fight the Burakids, maybe. Let's see, 45,000, we have actually not much more than that, so maybe that's a bad idea. Of course, we might end up fighting them anyway if we declare a holy war on somebody else. This is part of this same duchy which we can't create yet. Well, okay, this number does not take into account the Varangians, who we could also raise at any point for an additional 4,000 or so. And we are allied with Hungary. Apparently our alliance with the HRE no longer exists. So we could call in Hungary, who might help. Adding 22,000. Alright, let's try it. It'll be fun. It'll be a huge and difficult war over a single county, but why not? Oh, we can't even do this. Because we lack the piety. Okay. Well, never mind then. We're gaining it pretty fast, and we're almost there, so we'll be able to do it pretty soon anyway. Unless we get lucky and kill the King of Croatia first. Still seems unlikely. Alright, well, I guess we'll have to wait until the next episode because we're just about out of time for this one. So thanks for watching, and join me again then.